Hello.
Yes, indeed. Welcome for a Monday morning here on Wake Up Nigeria. And sometimes in life you have to get just a little dirty to get a clean result. And that's why, hey, we feel that Mondays are just about getting all that dirty out of the way, so the rest of the week's going to be great, sparkling, nice and shiny, much like my partner here.
Oh, thank you. I needed that one. An interesting way to put it all together, all in order, is to make sure that you start your Monday right and start it with us. And everything's going to go smoothly.
Yes, you bet. There's one more person missing. But of course, we can't do this without, of course, MM 4.0. MM, the upgraded, the one, the only, new and improved.
Wow.
I'm not a 4.0, I'm a 10.0.
Oh,
yes,
nice. I like it.
I mean, I am all and more, darling.
Yes.
Please. How are you guys doing, by the way? How was your weekend?
I will tell you about my weekend when we get on the couch. It was a very interesting one. I think everybody should hear about it. We also want to hear about yours as well. Now, a little thing that we do today, as for a way of playing out what's going to happen on the show, is to get you very, very comfortable and conversant with everything that's going to happen. Yeah. Welcome to the Motivation-Filled Monday edition of Wake Up Nigeria. And we've got a couple of quotes, I bet. I think.
Yeah, I actually have a quote for you. Now, there's little to nothing wrong with humble beginnings. Just start it first. It doesn't matter how complex or complicated it looks, just get started, which is, I have an example of that a little later on. I'll talk to you guys about it.
And even when it's stormy, we still find a way to give you a splash of sunshine. Yeah. We hope it doesn't rain today, but just stay tuned, sit back. Don't use the remote control, leave it where it is, because we've got so much for you on today's show for Wake Up Nigeria.
It's all about lifting your spirits high and making every single moment worth your while. My name is Titilayo.
And of course, my name is Mazino Appeal. Remember, you can use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms, anyone that's left. And of course, you can...
You didn't say that.
Of course, you can always use that hashtag for all your comments and your posts and everything that you'd like to catch our attention with. Yes, we go live as well sometimes. And so you could also catch us on that one.
We have a mobile app. Just download the app from either Google Play or iOS, and we'll be right there in the palm of your hand, and you can watch us wherever you are in the world. Now, we implore you to follow us across all our social media handles, including Facebook and Instagram at TVC Connect. Now, I have a backup page, which is now Titi the Dynamite 101. I'm going to say that again, Titi the Dynamite 101. Yeah, I'll be telling you guys about that a little later on.
Still haven't gotten it back?
Not yet.
Don't worry, it'll come, Just
eventually.
Yeah. In any case, welcome to the Purple Movement. Let's let you know exactly what we have coming up for today's show. Fola Daniel Adelisi is an international keynote speaker, trainer, and also facilitator and communications professional. He's an author of more than 12 published books, and on Motivation today, he will be sharing with us reinventing and also, equipping you for today's world. We will be joined on SME here today by Bassi, Duke of Stock Motor Cars, an integrated automotive retail company located here in Lagos. And as a group, they have been operating in Nigeria for over 15 years. They specialize in the import and sales of brand new and used automobiles, as well as OEM auto parts and accessories. Very timely, because I need to have a word with someone who's in this business.
You do?
I do. Indeed. Welcome, ladies. You look really colorful. I like the combination. It's very nice. And I love the Ankara on that one as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm loving the blonde movement.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't planned.
And just this morning, just before picking my mascara, I really wanted to wear the blonde one, but I was like, let's just...
You were going to tell us about your weekend, though.
My weekend was fantastic. I actually took time out for myself. I did a little bit of routine, not routine. I'm hoping it becomes routine workout. I mean the real stuff now, not just the regular workout.
So you were lifting weights?
Yeah, sort of.
Wow.
And I did plenty of research on food, since after last week we talked so much about food with our guest.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to equip myself for something very, very interesting is going to happen. Watch out for this space.
What?
You guys are going to love it.
Are you serious?
Yes, indeed.
Mazino's going to get a six-pack. It's about time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo. President Muhammadu Buhari has departed for the United States of America to participate in the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly. The course of the assembly in the president and the members of the delegation will partake in other significant meetings, such as the high-level meeting to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the adoption of the Durban Declaration and Programme of Action, themed repartitions, racial justice, and equality for people of African descent. President Buhari is also expected to hold bilateral meetings with a number of other leaders of the delegations and heads of international development organizations while in the U.S. The Southeast is healing up again, or rather heating up again, as the security personnel are again being targeted by unidentified gunmen. This time, policemen on duty in Onitsha, Anambra State, were killed at about 9 a.m. yesterday. The state police spokesman, Ikenga Tochukwu, confirmed that the attack occurred in the Ukagu Eziawaka Road in Onitsha. 2 other policemen were injured during the shooting incident at a security post mounted by the police operatives. A police van was also set ablaze. And over in Sokoto State, angry residents of Tangaza local government area have killed 7 suspected bandits who allegedly attacked the village and killed 2 persons. The bandits are said to have also abducted 4 persons. A source in the local government told TVC News that the assailants were captured and food items stolen during the attack on the community and were recovered from them. The people later overpowered the security forces in the local council and set the bandits ablaze. This is not the first time suspected bandits are being lynched by residents in the state. The Sokoto police spokesperson, Sanusi Abubakar, had earlier confirmed the killing of 6 bandits in the area, adding that security has been tightened to prevent further breakdown of law and order. A church service in Kogi State was disrupted yesterday after gunmen barged into the arena and started shooting sporadically, killing 1 worshipper in the process. The church member was killed by a stray bullet, while 2 others were abducted by the gunmen during the attack. The Ekwa Church in Okedayo, the state police public relations officer, DSP William Aya, also confirmed the incident. Mr. Aya said those who sustained injuries are receiving treatment in the hospital. He also said that the command will not relent in its efforts to ensure that the perpetrators are apprehended and abductees are rescued. Suspected arsonists on Sunday morning set ablaze an INEC office in Agu, local government area of Enugu State. Eyewitnesses' account revealed that the arsonists invaded the premises at about 2 a.m. and climbed the perimeter fence to gain access to the facility. This brings 3 INEC offices that have been attacked within a space of 4 months. But INEC Federal Commissioner on Voter Education, Festus Okoye, in a statement, described the attack as unfortunate. And that's it for the news update for this hour.
Welcome back, people. Let's do the newspaper review. And making the headlines, we start with The Nation, making the headlines this morning on The Nation newspaper. Private business groups on VAT status. We are confused. And also here we have 11 bandits killed in Kogi. NJC names 27 new judges, 11 heads of courts. And at the top of the paper here, we have vaccination by public servants now mandatory in Osun State. 400 PhD holders teaching in Oyo secondary schools, 550 are non-indigenes. An ex-CBN chief, Maleafa, taken to 3 hospitals in 2 days. And let's quickly see what bottom of the paper says. Here we have population census likely next year. Presidential proclamation expected soon. And that's it on the cover of The Nation newspaper. Next up, we have the Daily Sun. Making the headlines here, we have 2023 presidency. Northern elders draw battle lines. Reject power shift to South. Afenifera Aneze MBF kick. And at the bottom of the paper here, we have federal government insincere with fight against insecurity, says Lagos Archbishop. Banditry, kidnapping signs of end time, says Apostolic Pastor. And at the bottom of the paper here, farming key to Nigeria's greatness, says Afe Babalola. And also here making the headlines, secession not solution to Nigeria's problem. Bajabiamila, Obi, Ribado, others. And in Kogi here we have 11 bandits killed, others arrested as security closes in on Kaba kidnapped suspects. And here, Unilag Crisis Visitation Panel reports indicted Babalakin, says federal government. And also here, National Assembly plots against federal government's fresh loans. And finally here, Buhari directs incorporation of NNPC Limited, appoints new board. And that's it on the cover of the Daily Sun newspaper. Next up, we have the Guardian newspaper. Let's see what's making the headlines here. Manufacturers demand for Forex nears $2 billion amid scarcity, weak Naira. And also here we have 11 bandits killed, 3 victims rescued in Kogi State. Also here, resident doctors continue strike, appeal against court ruling. Making the bottom of the paper here, gunmen on rampage in Southeast kill 3 policemen, touch INEC office, disperse political meeting. And finally here, 2023, Tinubu is our Southern Capone in APC, says Akeredolu. And finally here, don't rubbish yourself in 2023, PGF DG advises Jonathan. And that is it on the newspaper headlines this morning.
All right.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, we're in the kitchen.
I still can't get over how bright you look this morning. I'm sorry, I just have to.
What? Am I blinding you?
You actually are.
You have shades on. Well,
They're
what do
not
they call
shades.
What do
they're
they
glasses.
What do they call them again?
God. They're photochrome. They're just a bit tinted.
Photochromic, right?
Just a bit tinted.
Okay.
Just a slight bit.
All right.
You like them, don't you? In any case.
All things bright and beautiful, all creatures.
Something came up over the weekend. Your kids, do they know how to swim?
Oh, wow.
No, I haven't started taking them for swimming
You
lessons,
consider
but
that,
it's
yeah?
something I'm
Especially
definitely
since
going
after
to.
because of the pandemic, you can't just stick them in any water. I understand.
Exactly.
But it's something that you intend.
Definitely. I've thought about it. It's definitely something you're going to do. Maybe over the Christmas holiday. Let's see.
I can't. Or I couldn't swim as a kid.
I don't know how to swim as well.
Oh, you should learn. You
I don't
live
know
in
how to
Lagos.
swim.
Anything can happen. Did I tell you the story of 1 July in 2012 where everywhere in Lagos was flooded and I was finding my way across this path in somewhere called Jakande. And as I was wading through the water that was chest deep, I could hear from behind, it was in 2012, chest deep, Jakande, I could hear from behind me swishing. And I'm like, what's this swish, swish sound I hear?
Someone's drowning.
Someone was swimming. I was walking, I was wading. The guy was swimming.
Wade in the water.
That is so
But in
good.
any case, it's very important to
Yes,
prove
it
that.
is.
I think
It
you do
is,
it should as well.
actually.
Yeah, so I know that they're comfortable in water. I do believe one of them is also getting there, getting to the swimming part. I had to get over my own fear first. So I can actually swim, but I still have fear of drowning.
Let me add one more fear to that.
Yeah.
The reason why I raised up this issue
What?
about being able to swim in Lagos is that with the rampant crisis of crime and everything, there's a new need that's now presented itself.
Okay.
And it's self-defense for women.
Okay.
And I've been privileged to see classes where people or women actually go to young, old, middle age, go to learn self-defense. And I think it's an ingenious thing. I don't know how practical it is or whether it is, but I just think that to be able to defend yourself in certain situations, it is very, very important.
So there is this cultural thing. So, for instance, I went for this boxing feature, is it 2 years ago now, for Wake Up Nigeria. I started training at a boxing ring in Ikeja and also in VI. And every time I posted a video, hey, we're afraid of you. Hey, oh, guy, how is your husband? How does your husband feel about this? I'm
Really?
like, excuse me? So I can't actually raise my fist without being considered a violent woman or being considered someone who isn't going to be submissive or something like that just because I can defend myself. You know, I know how to block, especially, you know, for any reason I see a punch coming, I know how to duck, I know how to weave. But the issue is they think you want to be on the attack as a woman, like as if women are always attacking men. This is not so. We just want to know that if someone tries to grab our bag, we can kick him in the right place.
But how safe is that?
Exactly. I was coming to that.
Yeah.
So yes, there is a need for women to protect themselves, you know, to defend themselves. I know our only
Means of
means of defense right now is our mouth.
Yeah. Well, your mouth.
Our mouth. It's
I wish I could, I could package MM's mouth and do it like this and people will run.
That is our only means of self-defense.
How safe
You
is
know,
it when you get physical?
I don't like to get physical.
I really do not like to get physical because I'm seen to
in
be
peculiar
fragile.
situations, if you are attacked,
Yes.
for instance.
If so now the question is, have I ever been attacked before?
You've never been
I
in
don't
that
think I've
situation.
ever been attacked before.
What if it
Oh yes,
happened?
I have been attacked
And what
before.
did you do?
And I felt really, really helpless. It's a it's not a situation that, you know, any human being would
Okay.
want to find themselves in.
Excuse me, ma. Let me bring it home.
But,
let me bring it home and make it much more critical. Let me
Okay.
ask, in situations of, for instance, rape now, how practical is a woman who is able to defend herself in that kind of situation? Does it make the matter, does it...
I think so, yes. Yes, I was coming to that. That's why I said that. It's...
Okay.
The mind can be very, very funny. It can be quite tricky. So when you're in that situation where you feel really threatened and where you feel where you feel like your life is, you know, being attacked or is in danger, you're not sure what you could do.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I've been in that kind of situation before where I caused like bodily harm.
Okay.
Like extreme bodily harm. So imagine if it was quite to the extreme where, you know, you never know. You just never know. So, yes, is there a need for self-defense, for women to protect themselves, for women to defend themselves? Yes. But then you also need to be very, I don't know.
So I have to talk. I have to mention it. So self-defense training doesn't start with the physical activity. It also starts with understanding your environment.
Booyah!
Right? Knowing when a situation is going past a certain extent, finding your exit strategies, looking for what you can use to defend yourself.
I hear you. I agree with you. But guys, let's be realistic. When you are in that environment where your whole senses are heightened,
So
where you feel threatened, where you feel
So
attacked,
you freeze.
you're not thinking of exit strategy and all that.
That's why you need the training.
Exactly. It's a training that tells you. Now, this one that I actually witnessed was, first off, they started with you being observant of your situation. Exit strategies, like you said, and all of that. But even before you start thinking of exit strategies, minding your environment, knowing what kind of environment to situate yourself. For instance, getting into a car at night or a bus at night with all male individuals might not be the best for a woman. That's how they start the class. Being aware of your environment. And if you find yourself unluckily in one of these situations, then you start thinking exit. So they are modules after which your last resort could be self-defense.
So I hear that you guys are coming from an enlightened point of view, but the truth of the matter is a lot of women right now who have been vulnerable or who have found themselves in those kind of vulnerable spaces or situations do not have access to some of these trainings because they're pretty expensive. So now that is where the sensitization comes in. Sensitization, you know, people need to create more of this awareness and put it out there.
I would like to propose to you, Edmund, 4.0, sorry, 10.0, and Titi, how about this? Let's do this, and this is the first time I'm actually presenting it to the ladies.
Yeah.
Let's start a self-defense class for women here on Wake Up Nigeria, with you two championing it.
So the issue with self-defense classes, as I said earlier, is the impression that it makes you a violent person.
It doesn't make
that addressed.
That is why women are not even coming forward. Women, seeing a woman with muscles, seeing a woman actually raise her fist is considered a taboo.
No, I really don't think it has to do with muscles. I just think it just has to do with you looking out for yourself, because it's important. As much as we are preaching empowerment, we're preaching financial independence for women. This is something that we also need to advocate for. We need to let women know that, okay, this is very important, and there is a need for you to look out for some of these things in that regard.
Hey, I think it's a great idea. If you ladies are welcome, I could help you push and champion this.
Yeah, but it's a good thing that you're looking out for us.
Yeah, I've been doing that since so last week.
Yes, you have, which is quite interesting. I wonder why.
One thing I would
Jennifer, is there a special kind of seasoning you're putting in this guy's food?
Wow.
Gotta let us know.
Amen.
Tell you guys what. Tell us what you think. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Let us know whether you would embrace this. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back. It's time for us to take our motivation segment this Monday. Now, in the studio, we have Mr. Fola Daniels Adelesi. Now, he is an international keynote speaker, training facilitator, and communications professional. He's the author of more than 12 published books on motivation. And today, he's going to be sharing with us this issue of reinventing and equipping ourselves. Welcome back to the show.
My pleasure to be here.
Great to have you.
You too.
All right, so reinvention, equipping, where do these fall in line with the average Nigerian?
Okay, the thing is sometimes we get stuck in our career. And there's something about psychological conditioning that I just heard. Well, it's been around for a while. And it was about the story of a frog. That if you put a frog in a hot water, it's going to jump out.
Yeah.
But if you put it in water and adjust the temperature gradually, it will stay there until it dies. And the reason it's going to stay there until it dies is that, first of all, its body does not sense that the temperature is adjusting, and the body gradually adjusts to the temperature. But if it was hot, it would jump out. So when you bring it back to human beings, most times, a lot of people cannot sense that things are moving out of their hands. It's like the story of Who Moved My Cheese. Have you read that book before?
I'm not complete. But
fantastic book.
Yeah.
So it's talking about opportunities moving from one point to the other and people not knowing or not realizing that things are changing, the opportunities are moving away. And some of them are not going to come back. So there were these characters in the book, Who Moved My Cheese. They just kept hoping that the cheese would come back miraculously. They found a mass amount of cheese somewhere, and they kept eating and eating and eating until they ate everything. So there was no more cheese one morning when they got there. And instead of looking for another cheese station, they just kept hoping the cheese would come back. Human beings are also like that. We lose out of opportunities. The skills that we have are no longer relevant to our industries. The knowledge that we have are no longer relevant in the places where we've been using them. And we're just hoping that miraculously things will change, our skills will become relevant again, our knowledge will become relevant again, or we're just going to keep making the money that we're making. But they don't realize what needs to change is either your skill, your knowledge, or your flexibility as well. So if you take a look at average Nigerian, just like you said, there are a few people who are reinventing themselves. In the movie industry today, it's Shola Shoboale, who's been around for years, and she's come back with a big bang. And you think of RMD as well. In the music industry, you can think of maybe Owasio Ayinde. Today, a lot of people don't like Fuji, but today when you hear Emma Yonu See Me, everybody just... I've seen people who never liked Fuji, and they're singing that song because of the message in it. In the business world as well, you realize that quite a number of people are coming up with new ideas, new innovation. So the idea of reinventing is to say, look, what you did 5 years ago is no longer working. And the global pandemic actually caused a huge disruption.
Of course.
So what are you going to do differently? A lot of people have lost their livelihood, and since the pandemic, they've not gotten back on their feet. So that's why we say you need to reinvent, you need to re-equip yourself.
So now let's think about steps and stages to reinventing. What are the aspects of life that we need to start from, and then how do we gradually get there?
Thankfully, we started last week with saying audit your relationships. So that's the first and the most important thing. Check the relationships around you. So from relationships, we move to knowledge. There are times when you need to go into a different field completely. Maybe you have to go back to school. Maybe you have to go and learn a new skill. Take, for example, there are some people who are into events and stuff like that. You know, if you're into events and you realize that events are not coming, but some other people are still getting events, what if you learned photography? What if you learned maybe live streaming, digital marketing and stuff like that? So if you don't get the event, you can get the business for the live streaming or for the digital marketing or photography. And photography is a lot of money these days. So you need to find something that makes you more relevant. If, for example, as an event manager, all you do is coordinate people, so a lay person can also do that without the training. But what else do you do? What extra touch do you have? Or what additional skill are you going to learn such that you are indispensable or nearly indispensable? Because there's no indispensable man. So it's going to be, number one, people. Number two, skills. Number three, knowledge. Those three things will help you reinvent yourself. And you can't do without them anytime, any day.
Okay, so we've touched on reinventing now. Now let's move towards the re-equipping. So how, first of all, not a lot of people understand what it is to be equipped. And how do we begin?
Let me use myself as an example. I'm into public speaking, and I do quite a number of trainings that are even outside of public speaking. So people ask me, how did you get to know all of these things? I said, what happened was, while I was looking for platforms to push what I do, what I say, or push my materials, I had to learn some of these things because outsourcing them was too expensive. So instead of outsourcing, I was learning. Today, the knowledge that I gathered has become a valuable asset for me. So if there is no speaking engagement, because sometimes you have gaps in between jobs, I simply switch over to some of those other things. So equipping yourself means that you actually have something that helps you make money.
Yeah.
You have something that keeps you going in life. So let's just put it at majorly something that helps you make money. So if you lose everything that you have today, you still have a skill that helps you make money.
It's so interesting you should mention that, because as at 5-6 years ago, I was having other people trade on my behalf. I'm talking about Forex trading now. And then eventually down the line, I started
doing it yourself.
And then eventually teaching. And then, you know, I've started teaching, and then I make money from that as well. But the issue is, some people are really set in their ways. Okay. They've been given this cultural standard of you go to school, get a degree,
get a good job,
start a 9-to-5, and live on
So this is the challenge with that. Sometimes we don't expect that life will happen, and life does happen. I've seen people lose their jobs unexpectedly. So if you don't have another skill, if you have not equipped yourself for something else, that person becomes stuck immediately. And imagine if you lose your job at the age of 50, where are you going to start from? If you lose your job at 45, where are you going to start from? So the person who loses a job at 25, at 35, has a higher chance of starting all over. They are more agile, they are more mobile. So it's important that you always have something. Maybe even if you're not doing a business on the side right now, have an extra skill that if you lose your job, you lose your livelihood, you can quickly get into that other thing. So it's very important.
So let's talk about some of the easiest life skills that we can equip ourselves with that can help us move into other fields.
Okay, so I mentioned photography earlier.
Yes.
Today there's digital marketing. You talked about Forex. So you may want to consider there's interior decoration. And guess what? With interior decoration, you can make a lot of money without lifting a finger. The knowledge is what you need. It's almost like event management. You're bringing the guy who's doing the furniture. You're bringing the guy who is sewing. Do you know there's another guy who well, don't let me say he sews. What he does is he gets a lot of people's materials, brings back a suit for them. But the guy does not know how to sew.
So he just goes to tailors.
All he knows is how to take your measurements. So he takes your measurements, makes sure he gets the details, and gives it to some tailors. But he will make it look like he's the one sewing it. And I've seen like 2 different... He's making a lot of money.
Wow.
Because he has his markup on whatever he gives to other people. So there are little things like that that you can do. We said photography. We said event management. We've said interior decoration. There's also sewing. And there are quite a number of other things like that. Then another way to reinvent, really, is go on the internet. Go on alison.com. Go on Coursera.com. Go on edx.org. There are MOOC, they call them Massive Online Open Courses. You can check on. There's also Google Digital Skills. There are quite a number of skills that you can learn online. And they're all almost for free. For example, Alison, you just have to pay for a certificate at the end of the day. But the training is free.
So, you know, it's so interesting. On LinkedIn, the job platform, it feels like, you know, there's so many different opportunities, so many different skills people are looking for. And, that should give you a template as to what people need in the world of today. Thank you so much.
My pleasure once again.
As always, it's been a very enlightening segment on Motivation Today. Please talk to us and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and follow us both so that we can also connect with you. We have Mazino standing by in the kitchen.
Yeah, talking about standing by, I can hardly wait because we have a colorful affair going on in the kitchen here today. And with who else but none other than Chef Annie. Yay! She started the show way ahead of us, actually. But hey, you are welcome. And as always, it's always very colorful when you're in the studio. Love the glasses.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, so we've got so much here today. What are we going to be doing? You said we had on our menu today, stir-fried, what again was that?
Mexican chicken stir-fry with rice noodle sticks.
Okay.
So I decided to give it Mexican, you know, the name.
Mexican.
I added it to just to, you know, make it look a little.
All right.
You know.
So walk us through everything we're going to be working with here today.
So we're using red bell pepper, carrots, spring onions, green bell pepper, cooking oil. Here's the rice noodle stick.
Okay.
So this doesn't really take time. You just cook it for like 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're good. Onions, garlic, ginger,
What's that? Is that garlic?
Yes.
Garlic
and ginger minced.
Okay.
Yes.
Already minced.
Already, yeah. So we have dark soy sauce here. And then here are the spices: corn flour, curry, thyme, dry pepper, seasoning cubes, sugar.
You always come prepared for TV.
And then the chicken, of course.
The main deal here.
Chicken breast, yes.
Chicken breast.
Boneless.
Boneless. Could it be any other part of the chicken?
For this recipe, no.
Oh,
This
okay.
is the best.
So I'm not a chicken person. I will eat today's one, though. But could I use turkey instead? Because
You can use turkey, you can use gizzard. The last time I made at home, I used gizzard, and it was nice.
Fantastic,
Yes,
fantastic.
yes, yes.
Okay, grand. So I always like to ask if this is like a breakfast thing or a dinner thing.
Yeah.
Or...
No. Like I said, the first time I came here, this is Lagos, this is Nigeria.
Everything
goes.
It's mix match.
Some people eat eba in the morning as long as it works for them.
Yeah, I eat amala in the morning. Everybody knows this already. Yeah.
And it is so light. Like, this is really light and healthy.
Okay.
So it would go for breakfast, brunch, any kind of meal.
All right, well,
Yeah.
fantastic. So how are we going to get started? Already we've had our pots already steaming because we want to get this right off the bat. So how are we going to start? What are we going to do? We were going to defrost the chicken because it's iced up.
Yes, we'll defrost that. But while that is sitting, we'll just mix this together, stir fry, then set it aside, and then I'm sure by the time we're done, this will be ready. Everything in total should be like 30 minutes max, because these are veggies, you still want them crunchy and all that.
Already, let's start mixing and matching and doing all of that now.
Yes. So,
all right, so let's tell you what the ingredients that you're going to need are. They're going to be on your screen right now. There they are. Water, garlic, some ginger, carrot, and red bell peppers, rice noodle sticks, green bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, a lot of chicken breasts, please, salt, sugar, corn flour, red onions, cooking oil and spring onions, and some dark soy sauce, hot dry pepper, and seasoning cubes. Can I use anything else apart from the dark soy sauce?
Yes, oyster sauce.
Oyster.
Yes, sesame oil, anything.
I love oyster sauce.
Yes.
I put it in bread.
Oh, wow.
What was that?
I mean, I eat rice and oha soup. That's weird. And
okay, so finally you're here as a chef. What do you think about amala and egg? In the morning, amala, egg, a little bit of
It's not
entree.
even about morning or afternoon. The combination is just weird. My brother eats eba and egg.
Yeah, it's
Some people,
okay.
some people even eat beans and eba. They say the beans is
That
like...
is a cultural thing from the Niger Delta. It's okay. It's
you're
fine.
like-
I don't. You people live a little. Try something risky for breakfast. Come on, try a
Don't
amala
forget
and
to
egg.
use your Imodium after.
No, come on. In any case, you are going to be experiencing this with us, so just stay tuned. We'll take you through the steps as we go. And so we are well on our way when it comes to our Mexican stir-fried chicken.
Mexican chicken stir fry.
Mix match, thick root, Thai good, Thai root, one and the same. In any case, so tell us what's been happening. What are we doing
I
now?
have the veggies slightly fried here.
Okay, you're using low fire, yeah?
Yes,
For the vegetables,
I am. Yes, because I don't want them to soften before we put the chicken.
Okay.
Now, I'm just going
Try to defrost our stubborn chicken.
Yes, and because for this recipe, you also need either chicken stock
Yeah.
or...
Let me tell you something. First of all, I noticed that you have plenty of light where you live. Because that chicken is really, really frozen.
Trust me, yeah. Maybe 20 hours a
That's
day.
good.
Yeah.
I should move in.
Well, your prepaid matters. As long as you're willing to pay. However. So, yeah, I'm trying to just defrost this.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, for this recipe, we need the chicken stock or whatever we have. So I'm just using this opportunity to get flavors out while defrosting, yes. In the next 2 minutes, I'm going to take this out. Everything should have been,
so
separated.
Now, you're getting the flavors out by trying to get some broth out of that.
Not all the flavors.
Well, now that's still going to go into our mix. What's the
Yes.
difference if you just simply put the chicken in there without the broth? Is it going to change? Is it going to have any difference in taste?
Yes, the flavor.
It's going to be trapped in the chicken. It's not going to be inside of everything else.
Sometimes, okay, let me give you an instance. When you melt butter and use for something, it tastes different from when you just put it there. Yeah, so like I always say, step by step, the way you do things would give you great result.
There's a science to your dishes. That's very nice.
I know.
You're proud.
Well, it's not intentional, but who doesn't want good food? Yeah, you can see it's coming. I just need the broth.
Okay.
We can use normal water if broth is not available.
Okay.
But, you can like to be extra as a
I
chef.
get
Yeah,
you,
so
I get you.
you can see. So once we have everything this way, I'm going to take them out, strain, and fry.
Yeah. So when's that one going to come into midfield?
So this, we're just going to have that as the base.
Okay.
We're eating it with this.
That's
Usually, a lot of people mix it together, but,
Okay.
just want something different.
Okay.
Yeah. So this doesn't even take time.
All right.
The water is boiling. Once it's boiled, I'm going to soak it for like 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're done. That's
All right.
it.
All right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, Mexican stir-fried chicken or chicken stir-fried. Actually, insist that I say. It's very easy to put together. I mean, even I can do it. So, hey, let's take you through those ingredients again once more so you know exactly what we're playing with here. From the far right of the field, we have water, garlic, ginger, carrots, some red bell peppers, ripe noodle sticks, green bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, and also some chicken breast. On the red side, we have salt, sugar, corn flour, red onions, some cooking oil, spring onions, and also dark soy sauce. Don't forget the hot dry pepper and also seasoning. Ding, 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 ding. Let's start the match and let's see how this is going to end. Do stay tuned. This is going to be fantastic. It's going to taste great. My only regret is that you might not be able to taste it, but you can make it for yourself at home. It's going to taste equally as fantastic, I bet you. Do stay tuned. We've got more inside of Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you to everybody who's sending me pictures of myself on TV. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. By the way, a rose can never be a sunflower, and a sunflower can never be a rose. All flowers are beautiful in their own special ways, and so are you.
Yeah.
This is the moment where we break into song and start singing, and a rose is still a rose. Take it away, MM. Baby girl, you're still a flower.
Now, we're all unique in our own little way, and I guess respecting our differences goes a long way to creating that desired change needed. We talked a bit about change earlier on motivation.
Speaking of change, let's change on now into the next hour. Welcome into the final 45 minutes for Wake Up Nigeria, the premium breakfast family show here for you to watch every single day of the week.
Good energy is quite contagious, and we intend to spread it like a contagion. Yeah, we do.
It's too soon to use the pandemic joke, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. Now, it can only get better with moving forward, and our advice to you is to stay tuned.
Yes, indeed. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian TV.
Yeah, remember you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere you might be across the world. All you need to do is download our mobile app on Google Play Store and also on iOS.
We also implore you to follow us across all social media. Checking Kuleli. Should I know that? Oh yeah, follow my new handle. Yeah.
What is it again?
See, it's there. Titi the Dynamite 101 on Instagram. And of course, all of us at TVC Connect.
Yes, indeed. You can also follow me. It's very easy. It's Mazino Appeal. Simple. No stress. No 101 and all that. Alrighty.
I'm going to get my page back, people.
Yeah, don't worry.
And all these jokes will stop.
Yeah, we've been picking on her. Let's let you guys know exactly what's coming up for the rest of the 5 minutes, okay?
And on SME, we are joined by Bassi Duke of Stock Motor Cars, an integrated automotive retail company located in Lagos State. Now, as a group, they've been operating in Nigeria for quite a while, and they're going to be talking a bit about their specialties later on. Yeah.
Welcome back, people.
Yeah, so, you know, those little jokes that we were having. Yeah, so I feel like I was added amongst a list mistakenly of people that had their Instagram accounts deactivated.
Oh,
so there was a long list apparently, and I don't know, maybe they just mistakenly put my name there.
Yeah, well, why exactly did they have a list in the first place?
Usually there are, you know, there are a lot of accounts that are not actually for individuals.
Okay.
They're fake accounts, spamming accounts, accounts that do all sorts of broadcasts, advertising and things like that. And I do believe Instagram and Facebook have been working on trying to get rid of a lot of those fake accounts. And it's an algorithm, they say. There's no actual customer care. So all you can really do is send emails and hope that the algorithm, you know, favors you, and then you get your account back.
I'm sure you're going to get it back.
Yeah, so it's actually about with people that post things that are like nudity, hate speech, political stuff, and then body shaming and things like that. Those are the people that usually get their accounts taken down. But I don't post anything like that. In fact, I'm cheesy. No. I'm cheesy nice on my Instagram page. I am so nice. I'm all covered up. I don't expose no skin. Yo, give my page back. But for now.
Yeah, but I like you said, just allow it take its course. I'm sure they'll do their investigations and then if they see that your account is free to go, they'll give it back to you.
So I actually spoke
because I can imagine the stress of having to start all over again.
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting because I spoke with 2 or 3 people that apparently went through that as well, and they talked about how refreshing it was to have an organic new beginning. Because they began to realize that their businesses actually didn't depend on the social media pages because they had other avenues of income.
Learning curve.
Yeah,
don't worry.
interesting stuff.
It'll come back. If it doesn't, you're learning from it. All right.
Time for us to take another news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has departed for the United States of America to participate in the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly. In the course of the assembly, the president and members of the delegation will partake in other significant meetings, such as high-level meeting to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the adoption of the Durban Declaration and Program of Action, themed Repatriations, Racial Justice, and Equality for the People of African Descent. President Buhari has also is to attend bilateral meetings, and a number of other leaders of the delegation and heads of international development organizations will be there in the U.S. The Southeast is heating up again as security personnel are again being targeted by unidentified gunmen. This time, police on duty in Onitsha, Anambra State, were killed at about 9 a.m. yesterday. The state police spokesperson, Ikenga Tochukwu, confirmed that the attack occurred in Ikeazu Ezeweka Road in Onitsha. 2 other policemen were injured during the shooting incident at a security post mounted by the police operatives. A police van was also set ablaze. A church service in Kogi State was disrupted yesterday after gunmen barged into the arena and started shooting sporadically, killing 1 worshipper in the process. The church member was killed by a stray bullet, while 2 others were abducted by gunmen during the attack at the Ekwa Church in Ukedayo. The State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Williams Aya, also confirmed the incident. Mr. Aya said those who sustained injuries were receiving treatment in the hospital. He said the command will not relent in its effort to ensure that the perpetrators are apprehended and abductors are rescued. Suspected arsonists on Sunday morning set ablaze an INEC office in Agu local government area of Enugu. Eyewitness accounts revealed that the arsonists invaded the premises around 2 a.m. and climbed the perimeter fence to gain access to the facility. This brings to 3 INEC offices that have been attacked within a space of 4 months. But INEC Federal Commissioner on Voter Education, Festus Okoye, in a statement described the attack as unfortunate. And that's all we have time for on news for this morning on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. And on SME today, it's something I'm really passionate about. We're going to be talking about automobiles. We are joined by Bassi Duke of Stock Motor Cars, an integrated automotive retail company located here in Lagos State. And as a group, they have been operating in Nigeria for 15 years. Personally, I know these guys. Now, they specialize in the import and sales of brand new and used automobiles, as well as OEM auto parts and accessories. Mr. Duke, you are welcome on Wake Up Nigeria.
Hi, Mazino.
Yes.
Good to see you.
I was surprised to see you right away, but hey, pleasantly so.
I thought you would.
Yeah. Great, man. Car sales in Nigeria, in Lagos, has to be the #1 go-to entrepreneurial endeavor by most people.
Yes.
I don't know why this is so. Is it because it's such an easy thing to get into, or what are the challenges, or how are you guys managing the competition? I know there's a lot of questions to unpack there, but let's start with you guys and what you guys do uniquely.
Okay, so thank you for the introduction. Stock Motor Cars is a one-of-its-kind automobile company. We started out from the state of Maryland in the United States. Our parent company, Coxie Woxie, is resident there. They are the top-ranked Nigerian-owned automobile company. And in 2019, we birthed the idea of starting our own company here in Nigeria. Okay. We've been doing business. Our parent company, that is, has been doing business in Nigeria for upwards of 15 years. And it seemed right that we have our local presence here. Obviously, the vision is to standardize the market and to fill in the gaps. We have a lot of observation that the customers don't get value in the automobile sector, especially for the used cars. They don't get value. And so our hope and aspiration is that we'll be that go-to car company that plugs the hole.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's unpack all the questions that I asked from before.
Yeah.
Now, you guys do what exactly differently from other cars, from the competition? What do you guys do differently?
Okay, so our understanding of the market is that transparency and convenience are the key drivers of that business. So in the area of transparency, what we try to do is that we give 100% information about the cars we buy. If you buy a car from our lot or you buy online as through Instagram, for example, you are kept abreast of the flow of the car, the history of the car, how it got to Nigeria, when it gets to Nigeria, the things that had gone into it to put it at the showroom. Service history, maintenance, all that. That is critical. Another thing we do that is different from the rest of the market is that we don't roll back miles. A lot of, because of the typical Nigerian buyer is concerned about the mileage. We feel that it's important that the buyer knows the true history of the car, which is keeping the mileage as it is. So we don't tamper with it.
Okay, very interesting. Now, it's very easy to go into this kind of job. Everybody just has one brother outside of Nigeria who they, hey guys, send one car. How well has your unique strategy keeping customers abreast with the state of cars and progression from payments to when it's delivered? How has it differentiated your business? Has it got more people coming back to you, return businesses?
Yeah, so we're the first of its kind. Good that you asked me. So we're the first of its kind auto dealership that displays Carfax history, that's the vehicle history. We're the first of its kind that pastes the prices of the cars. We're the first of its kind auto dealership that does no haggle pricing. We believe that this is a strategy that is going to draw the market. And what we're trying to do is move our business forward in that direction. We have our plans onwardly is to increase our footfall, increase our physical presence, increase our online presence. And these are the things that we think will grow the market forward.
Okay, so young man just starting. If I want to go into this kind of a business, and it's something a lot of people out there, I'm very sure, are actually listening out to listen to hear now, what do I start with? How do I get started? Is it a must? Must I have someone who is outside of the country who is also managing this business? Can I do it without that person?
You can, but the environment we find ourselves, because of the FX regime, it's going to be quite tricky. So if you don't watch your numbers properly, you are making a loss at the end of the day. But what you need essentially is a good supply chain arrangement. And it helps to have somebody over there who understands cars, who understands the market here in Nigeria. And with a photo, with a good camera phone, an Instagram handle, you can start the business.
Talk about that supply chain. Exactly what's the process? How does it work?
Okay, so there are many markets in America. So Nigerians typically prefer American cars to cars from South Africa or Dubai or Canada. So that's one. So you have to have a source from a reliable source in America that can buy the car from a reliable auction.
Auction, I hear a lot about. Explain auction.
So the used car market is actually very strong in America. There's always need, Americans typically want to upgrade their cars, and so there's a market to downsell all those cars. And typically the best way to do it is through an auction. You understand? So you have cars who have different grades of cars, different categories of cars. So you have cars who have salvage history that will typically be sold by the insurance companies at their own auctions. Then you have cars who have very good history, no accidents, but the owners just want to change, you know, they want to upgrade and so on. Those cars have clean vehicle, clean title. Their history is adequate and good. We call them roadworthy in America. So those are the kind of auctions we go to. So all the cars we buy have clean title, and that's what we bring down here. So the buyer, if it's price that's the problem, we know it's price. But he's assured that what he's getting is good value.
So how do you help the Nigerian market, the Nigerian normal, regular guy who perhaps wants something of great quality, but can't afford it one time? You guys have processes for that, I'm wondering. What is it?
Okay, so we're not yet strong enough to absorb the financing cost of that. But we've affiliated with some financing companies.
Oh, good.
Yes, so I don't know if it's okay to mention them. We have Node Financing.
Well, let's keep that up. But they are, you guys have.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's very interesting. And that's also good customer relationship. Because it also builds your customer base. One person tells the other person, word of mouth. These guys did this for me, so that builds your business. What if I have a problem with anything that I bought from you guys?
For select cars, we have what we call extended warranties. You understand? But typically, we don't do any after-sales warranties. We believe, so that's why we advise customers, check the vehicle history, test drive the car. You understand? Get a second opinion. These are even signage we paste in our showroom. You understand? So people are encouraged to check the car once it passes the test to a large extent, because anything can happen to a car along the way. You understand?
So there are certain restrictions when it comes to cars or importation of cars in Nigeria. There's certain age restrictions. Those still stand.
Yes,
but I am a classic guy. And if you ask me, I would like a 1981 Honda Prelude because I was mad about it as a kid. But unfortunately, I can't get it into Nigeria. But if I do, is there a means to do that? And can you do that?
Yes, you can. I think it's about having the right kind of clearing agent. You understand? Who can?
It's all about duties, isn't it?
It's about duty, yes. Who can work the system to get it in. Obviously, it's not for commercial use. So it's for personal use. You're an antique collector. You like the fact that you're keeping your cars. Yes, you can get those cars in.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. I guess I found my guys then.
Okay. I look forward to seeing you.
Interesting. Well, definitely. Tell you what, since we might be doing business, let me sweeten the deal and feed you before you go so that when I come, you're going to sell it to me at half price. So in just about a bit, we're going to move on into the kitchen. You're going to taste our food, and then we'll talk about those cars. It's the full kitchen here. We've got our performer, Oladapo, in the studio, and Mr. Duke, who's going to be helping us, all of us in the studio, purchase cars. I'm kidding, actually. But hey, let's not forget the signature of this part of the show, which is Chef Annie. And today she's prepared for us from Mexico, a Mexican stir-fried chicken or chicken stir-fry, whichever you want to call it. It is beautiful, I must say, once again. It's great. And I can't wait to dig in. Unfortunately, I can't do that firsthand. We're going to have to leave that to our able men here, Mr. Oladapo and Mr. Duke. Let me shift this over to you right now. Guys, feel free, dig in, and tell us what you think real quick. Go ahead. Don't mince, just go eat like the regular African person. If you want to use your hand, use your hand. So, Chef Annie, this took us all of what? Less than an hour to make,
yes?
And it's great breakfast. It's just regular stuff you guys can just get from the stores and all. What do you guys think?
Great stuff.
Fantastic. So how many % off of that car now?
Well, I haven't had Mexican stir fry, so but this lovely.
Good, that's 50% off your next car. Great, fantastic. Thank you very much. Hey, can you hear that? What's going on? Oh, it sounds like the twist, and the ladies are digging it over there. Ooh, Titi taking a lead on this one. Ooh, and I'm coming back very strong with a shoulder shuffle. And Titi's gonna shimmy in now. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been quite a Monday. What a way to start the show here for the week. And we're gonna be going on strong all the way up until Friday. You guys make sure that you are a big part of it all the way. Thank you very much. Ladies, do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Catch you guys for a Tuesday edition.